And we're recording. Welcome to the Two Crazy Show. I am Courtney, better known as Curly Pecan Tan on Instagram, and my co-host is Chloe, better known as Cousin Chloe on Instagram. We are just two women that are intensely enthusiastic about cultivating life and laughter with our lips since fall 2003. Please remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Everything shared here are independent thoughts and opinions and do not necessarily reflect the view of any parties either are affiliated with. This is episode 6, Cruelty-Free Brand.
We back, we back, we back, we back, we back, back, we back, we back, we back. We was gone for a minute, now we back with the two Cray. Back with the two Cray, gone for a minute, now we back with the two Cray. Yeah, we don't have a theme song, so yeah, either way.
We need one though.
We do, we gonna make it happen, we gonna get us a little theme song,
I mean,
little theme music, some,
we're coming up in 2021.
Yes, we're gonna make it happen this year. Yeah.
Full vibe.
Yep. All of that.
2021.
Yes.
Hopping out the Corvette. Skirt, skirt.
All that stuff. All right, let's get this show on the road.
All right. As everybody knows, we have a certain outline that we keep with the show. If you've seen previous episodes, you know how this is going to go. So we start with our eyebrow raiser. We go into our I've got my eye on you. What our actual content is for this episode. And this one, of course, is cruelty free. And then we go into what made us blush and then our lip of the week. So Chloe's going to kick us off for this episode. So ma'am, please share. What is this week's eyebrow raiser?
What would you not do for $5 million? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to answer that because it's a lot that I would not do for $5 million, but I know me, myself personally, what pops into my head immediately is anything to do with fecal matter or blood. I can't. No. No, like I'm really not interested in other people's poop. So it's not any amount of money. I don't know how this is going to work when I have my own children.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say I'm around.
That's kind of different. That's a little different.
Day.
But, as of right now, no. So, yeah, fecal matter, poop, I wouldn't do anything with those things. Not for the $5 million. Like, there's really no amount of money, to be quite honest with you. There's no amount of money. No.
I can't wait for you to pop out a kid and you got to clean some poop because that's a different kind of beast. Like that's a different kind of smell, texture. Like it's a situation.
I mean, I get that.
It's going to be so interesting because you don't deal well with smells or bodily fluids, but I'm excited. Bring my babies to me.
Anywho.
Bring my babies to me. So you have, I guess this is what makes us really good friends because mine is a body secretion as well. And for $5 million, $10 million, $12 million, whatever you feel like in your life, what I do not want is spit. For a person to spit on me.
I was going to say, okay.
Yeah, full stop. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Period, poo. And that song, Mary Had a Little Lamb. Bah!
No, ma'am.
I can't. No, I can't. Spit is where I draw the line.
Isn't
feel
it like a federal offense if somebody like spits on you or
I
something?
hope
Isn't it
so.
like
I
isn't
hope
it
so.
like against the law or considered like assault or something like that? I feel like
I hope so because the way it grosses me out, I my natural reaction is to want to punch you in the throat. So I
well,
guess we just both gonna be in jail because after that I have to fight you. And I just really hate spit. I hate spit. Have you ever we're gonna go into the next one, but I just want to say this is why I hate spit, in addition to other reasons. But have you ever been around like a child or um a person whose mouth is always full of saliva and some might like land on you or some accidentally like touches you, especially with like little kids when they have like mouth play and they go into like maybe like try and touch your face or like they touch part of your clothes. Anyway, it's the smell that spit
I
leaves
don't
behind that is disgusting. Like you are basically inhaling all of what that person has consumed for the day. So think of digested like Lego waffles and syrup. Like that's in your spit. That's like all up in here. And now somebody has touched you with that. Or oh, or those people who love a really good deep kiss with all that spit. Please put your tongue back in your mouth. I can't.
I
I
don't even
can't.
know what's happening right now.
Um,
Like what?
what I don't like about the spit.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna
It's
move on
not.
because
It's gross.
you clearly just gave a whole thesis as to why you don't do spit. I mean, I thought this was supposed to be like a real like easy answer, but
I
clearly
know.
you have some deep seated or deep spitted, if that's a word, issues that you might want to talk to your therapist about because yeah, it got real personal. I'm sorry you had to experience that, but it is what it is. Okay,
I do see her tomorrow.
so we moving on. We moving on. We moving on. So, of course, next segment is I've got my eye on you. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit, and we're gonna talk about some trending topics, some trending things that have happened in the past few weeks. Get some feedback on how we feel about certain things that have taken place, and then of course we gonna climax it with some personal what we really have our eye on for the till we get to the next episode. So I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, Jenny from the Block, Jenny from the Bronx, whatever her little aliases are, she recently came out with a skincare line.
Mhm.
But the thing is, she did a video and she was showing off how to use the products, demonstration. And people were basically like coming for her saying like, we know you had surgery. There's no way your skin looks that nice at 50 years old. Just tell us the truth. We know you had Botox. So my question or what I got my eye on is why can't we believe celebrities when they say they haven't had any work done? Or is it why do celebrities feel like they have to lie if they had work done? I personally don't think she had anything done because, like, I mean, considering how, from what I know about her, how well she takes care of herself and her skincare regimen and all that stuff, I don't really feel like, she had anything done. I mean, she looks older. I mean, of course, she doesn't look 50. I mean, it's plenty of 50-year-olds that don't look 50. But what you think?
I was gonna say I definitely think the celebrities feel like they have to lie about it and they shouldn't. I think there's such a stress to keep up a certain persona and to be like this larger than life, untouchable type person. And as soon as we bring them and make them real, it makes it seem like anybody can do this. When in reality, they can, but you have to have like that perfect storm of the look, the talent, and the opportunity to it. But to me, she definitely looks like she has work done. has had work done. And I feel like I can see it like in the forehead just a little bit, so she doesn't have like the wrinkles, and probably just here. Like she hasn't gone like super crazy overboard. And the reason why I feel that is because of the weight loss that she has had throughout her career. So when she was a fly girl on In Living Color, she was thick, like she was Puerto Rican thick, like arroyos con pollo, you know? And so as she moved
Oh my God. Continue.
So as she moved on with her career, you know, and she wanted to become more mainstream, she realized that what made her appealing to so many people isn't what was going to get her into those big name movies. So she started dropping that weight. And as somebody whose weight fluctuates, you know, when you lose weight, that sometimes that skin don't pick back up like it used to, not just with weight loss and weight gain, but also age itself. So yeah, you can train and train and train. And she's also always been in good shape, but there are certain parts of your body that are going to hang. And, you know, one of them is, which I know genetics also plays a role. That's where I'm going next. I know, I read you. So it'll be here in the neck. It'll also be like in the elbows. Like you've seen some like, oh, you can't tell me
elbows.
You can't tell me you have never been in the middle pew and you are looking at the deaconesses up there and somebody done fell out and they had to take off her jacket and her little skin be hanging a little bit. Okay,
I'm not looking at nobody's elbows. No.
Knees are so hard. The skin on your knees are so hard to keep taut. Tight. Let me listen. I wanted to use a certain word. Let me use the word I wanted to use. Okay, you knew where I was going with it, though. Okay, that's that. I think yes, genetics plays a role, but her mama got it. Like her mama got a neck.
Okay, this is my thing with the whole like yes, the fluctuating weight thing. She's never been, yeah, you said she was Puerto Rican thick and all that stuff or whatever, but realistically, she's never been a like big girl that had some dramatic weight loss to where the excess skin per se would be there. Like, so that's why I don't necessarily feel like she's just out here getting fillers and Botox and stuff like that. I don't see it. But
did she carry those twins? Did she carry her children, or did she get a surrogate for them?
She carried her twins. She carried her twins. But even that's what I'm saying. Even when she was pregnant, she was never like very big pregnant in her face. But again, I know people who personally have, I know for a fact they ain't done not a now a lot of nothing to themselves, and they look perfectly fine. They don't have wrinkles or whatever in their face or whatever. So I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, true. You're right. It can happen. I just think that she's lying.
Okay. I don't. Moving on. Next topic that is near and dear to my heart, and probably to yours, just ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. I know you have a thing for teeth and nice smiles. So your boy Plies, as he like to say, your little old Plies. First of all, this man had a whole fume for his gold teeth. A whole fume. He on Instagram put him in the little case.
I know, and you know when he did it, I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting him to look like, but what I see now, it's not like what I thought.
Wow. So I like the new teeth. Well, first of all, let me back up. I have always thought Plies was cute. Gold teeth.
Absolutely.
And all. I've always thought he was handsome. I like his, as they say, I like his swagger. I like his, I like the way he talks. I like what he says. He's funny. I like his songs, most of them. So it's like, I'm a fan. That's why I said most of them, not all of them, but most of them. You know, I like his songs. So the real question though is, do we really like guys with grills? Because the one thing I can say before you answer, the one thing I can say is, though he had the goals, it wasn't like he had like a yuck mouth. Like some dudes, you know, they get the goals and then they teeth be up here doing this here. And, you know, fighting each other, throwing up gang signs in their mouth.
Wasn't it Trinidad James who got the grill like on top of like his jacked up teeth?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna look it up.
Feel free to look it up, but I don't remember. But that's my thing. It's like I'm appreciative of, like I said, I like a nice smile, but at the same time, if you're going to get a grill, number one, like it needs to be a nice grill. You need to make sure your teeth are straight. Because it's like braces before the grill, or get your teeth straightened and then get the grill. But don't be up here with your teeth fighting for placement in the lineup, and then you trying to put some gold or some diamonds or whatever on top of them. Now, I will say I'm a big fan of a good bottom grill. I low-key want one. A nice little bottom grill. Actually.
I want a bottom grill, open face, diamond cut.
Sure, all of that. But yeah.
Open face for me.
So did you find out about
I'm going
Trinidad?
to act up. Act up.
This is why you don't need it.
I might even get like a fang too. Like get two fangs. Damn.
No.
And then give me like an open face on the bottom.
No.
Oh, my pinky. Oh wait, wrong pinky. This pinky kind of accurate. Oh, then we gotta keep it down.
No.
Okay.
So did you check on Trinidad James?
Yes, he does. And we'll insert pictures.
Either way, I think the cutest thing though, back to Plies, I think the cutest thing though is he has this whole thing now where he puts hashtag y'all know I'm shy. Because he'll say something and he laughs and then he'd be like, I'm like, why are you covering up your mouth?
He's like,
y'all know I'm shy. I'm like, okay, you shy all of a sudden. Now you got the teeth is fixed.
He is cute. He is cute. So I posted a meme on my personal Instagram stories, and it had Kirk Franklin, had Plies, and then it had I Am Zoe on there. And I'll be dang if he don't look like they child. But I was really, so you know how everybody said, is that the real Gucci? Like, that's not the Gucci that came out of jail. I was really waiting for Plies to use his voice to be like, that's I Am Zoe. That's not Plies. So I think today or either yesterday, he finally posted a video with him speaking. I'm like, oh no, that's him. That's still that Florida accent. That's him.
Oh yes, I never once doubted that was him.
Even with like the beanie on and everything, like maybe he would have put on like
when I saw the funeral for the teeth, I was like, he about to come through. I kept like refreshing, going to his page and refreshing, like, okay, he finna post something. And that man posted that picture. I was like, oh, okay, I see you. How you doing? I see you. It looks nice though. The last part of I've got my eye on you is what we personally have our eye on. So what do you have your eye on?
Running. I used to really run a lot. I ran often. I was in a lot of races and I did really well. I have got a lot of medals.
Yeah.
And I just lost my passion for it a few years ago. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to be out there. I used to get up and run at the crack of dawn. And I've suddenly gotten the urge back again to start back running. That was part of my stress reliever. That was part of a lot of my coping. And I would run with no music. I would just really be concentrating on my breath, really on my thoughts, really getting centered. And I think more than likely, it's time to get back. It's time to start I feel like your face was a little judgmental, but I don't know if I called it right, so I'm gonna keep going.
I mean, I don't judge you running. Is you running? Because that ain't something I call. I ain't never felt called to do that. I ain't never had my eye on running. That's not. It's not a leisure stress. No kind of activity for me. No, thank you.
Nothing.
No. I like to take. I'll take a good long walk, like Sister Jill says. But I'm not a person who enjoys running. Never really have. Probably never will. But again, if that's what works for you, that's what matters. But me myself personally, I'm good. Thank
The only reason why you say that is because you don't like to wear sneakers. But go on. What is your I've got my eye on?
Speaking of sneakers, so what I have my eye on is fashion. I think as I'm getting older.
Nice segue.
Huh?
Nice segue.
Thank you. I feel like as I am getting older, I want to have better clothes in my closet. I want to get my staple pieces together. I have some nice like dresses and some pants and actually even a couple of like suits that are just kind of ill-fitted right now. So I really want to either replace them, get them altered. But yeah, I think I've really become more into fashion. I've always felt like I was fashionable and I always like to wear what I wanted and stuff like that. I've never been trendy. That's never been my thing to follow trends. No, it's not. I will never be trendy, but I am fashionable. So I will make some fashion risk and try some fashion things. But I think just lately I've really been into like kind of stepping outside the box and trying some different stuff. So yeah, I've really got my own fashion. So I've been kind of putting money aside and investing. That's my other part of it, investing in my fashion too. Because I can easily go buy a $5 t-shirt or a $5 this or $5 that, and I'm gonna have to replace it in 6 months because I've worn it till it's full of holes or shredded or ripped to pieces. So I'm like, you know what? I need to get a quality shoe, or I need to get a quality. I'm not really into handbags, but a quality bag. So yeah, I've really been paying attention to a lot more to fashion. It kind of just happened, but I like it though because I'm being more conscious about what I buy versus just like buying whatever. So yeah, I'm definitely more into my fashion game. So yes.
Is it all fashion or like certain things speak out to you?
Well, I like dresses. And so in a perfect world, my entire wardrobe would be nothing but dresses. So yeah, I've been honestly buying nicer dresses, making sure I have, making sure I have multiple dresses for multiple occasions. Yeah, it's a lot of dresses and shoes. I've learned that I really have been lacking in that area. As much as I like dresses, let me say this much. As much as I like dresses, again, kind of how we were talking about earlier with weight fluctuations and stuff like that and body changes and all that, because of that, some dresses fit differently than others. Some are stretchy, some are not. So it's like, okay, I need to get stuff that can kind of go with me as this weight goes up and down and around and over. And then on the shoe end, it's like
around and
over, girl. Every direction. That's what the weight does. And then I would say on the shoe end, because I was a devout Nine West person, still kind of am. But a lot of those Nine West shoes I I've had them for a long time. So a lot of them either I need to get the sole replaced on them. What?
College. You've had them since
college, high school, a couple of them since high school. But they're still good quality shoes, but some of them might need a heel replaced on them. And so it's like, okay, Chloe, like get this stuff fixed. So Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. So let's move it right along. I feel like there's a slight little judgment in your eyes when I talk about me being into fashion. Just saying.
Nothing. I have said nothing. So moving from I've got my eye on you into our episode, which is our cruelty free. So this cruelty free episode is all about toxicity, identifying the toxicity in yourself, identify the toxicity in others, and those relationships that they inhabit in your life. So my very first question to you, Chloe, is what has kept you grounded to make sure you don't have those toxic feelings about yourself? So kind of what is your self-care to eliminate the toxins in your body?
Sleep, number one, and turning off notifications, number two. I'm really big on, I do a lot. I'm kind of a high energy, well, not kind of, I am a high energy person. When I am awake and I'm doing, my brain is constantly like, but when I get the chance to actually just go to sleep, I'm out of there. Like, I'm not thinking about anything. When I'm out, I'm out. I sleep very hard, very hard. So that's a big part of my self-care, is just making sure I'm resting. And the do not disturb / turning off notifications is about controlling what kind of energy I allow into my life. It used to be a period of time where as soon as I got a buzz or beep or something on my phone, I was picking it up to see what it was. And a lot of times it would be nothing. And I could be trying to focus on something else or try to do something for my business or for work or anything like that. So honestly, the do not disturb / mute / unfollow features is probably a big part of my self-care, because if I find myself scrolling on social media and looking at your content and I'm looking at it like, why am I looking at this? Or what does this have to do with me? Then I immediately hit unfollow and I immediately hit mute or not do not disturb, but I'll turn off notifications for that person, because I'm like, if I'm not gaining anything from, even if it's for entertainment, but if I'm not looking at it and I'm finding myself entertained, then why am I following you? I don't do courtesy follows. Like, so that's probably my biggest thing. And just throwing this in here as far as self-care is, I have taken the time to kind of get real with myself. And what I mean by getting real with myself is like paying attention to some of my habits, honestly, and being honest with myself about some of the bad habits I made. Well, not even bad habits, but some of the habits that I have that might not be feeding into me being a better person. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you do?
I do all of those that you do. I think I have been doing it for a while. I'm good for a do not disturb on my phone. That's usually if I can find my phone. I'm good for leaving it in all places. So if I can find it, that's usually what it's on. It's usually always on vibrate. Very rarely will you ever hear my phone ring. I'm good for a quick unfollow. So all those things that you do, I do them as well. But one thing that I have really started recently, especially not even like during the beginning of the pandemic, but I will really say maybe late October, beginning of November, I really started taking time for myself. I stepped away from a lot of things. I stepped away from a lot of people. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to step away from a lot of my responsibilities, but I did learn how to create boundaries. And that's really part of keeping that toxicity out of my life, like establishing boundaries. And if I have not established a boundary with a person, a thing, whatever it is, I'm in the process of getting it together and figuring that out, because I think, just like you said, I want to be in this process of building myself up. And I think a lot of my habits, a lot of my day-to-day like business like routines are keeping me from reaching that. And I personally felt like if I didn't do the background work first to kind of clear that stuff out of the way, then I wasn't going to do well with putting my next steps in front of me. So I'm not quite to the point where you are now in that respect. I'm still doing a lot of the, like, I've done it social media wise. I've done it, I've done a better job of separating family members. So now I'm in that process of like cutting friendships, cutting, like really seeing like, is this servicing me? Like, is this good for me? And there's nothing that matter with maybe realizing that a friendship that you had like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years isn't where it is. You don't have that reciprocity, and there's nothing that matter with someone not pouring into you like you pour into them. That might just be how they are, but if you know that's what you need, that person's not for you. So just cutting the things.
Okay, so, but you said something that made me think about something. I know we often talk about cutting people out of our lives and eliminating da 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 da. Do you ever find the need to seek out people to be a part of your life?
I would like to say I don't, but I think if I really sat in it and I thought about it, I would say yes. And I would say yes because I am very memory driven. I'm very emotion driven. So if we
Keep talking. Thou shalt
if
not
we have
react.
had if we have had a good past, if we have had pockets of moments that I'm able to hold on to and say, it wasn't all bad, we just had a bad moment. If I can pull those points from the time in our friendship and I still hold those in really high regard, I do seek out those friendships. But that's part of what I'm learning to let go of, because if I'm the one who's always seeking those out, if I'm the one who's always reaching out, am I really in a friendship, or is this a one-sided thing where it's just me who's always seeking you? And if that's always how it is, and I'm always feeding into that, I'm encouraging your behavior because it's also my behavior too. So one of us got to stop. And if you gonna keep letting me do this, then I'm gonna keep letting it happen. So then I need to stop my own behavior, and that's reaching out. That is seeking that person. And then maybe, just maybe, they'll see what I did, not maybe what I did, but kind of the impact that I had in their life. Maybe they'll miss me. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll realize that like I did us both a solid and said, we're good on this. Like, we had a good run. Like, let's move around.
Okay.
So.
You answered that from a different angle. I was more so thinking of, well, no, because reason I said the whole eliminating people and seeking out people is I think about the fact of like, I'm talking about literally like adding people, not necessarily somebody you have a past with, but it's like literally seeking out new people.
Oh no, I really don't add in the new.
I know you don't, but
you knew that. Like, I wouldn't have answered any other kind of way. I really just don't fool with new folks. And let me clarify, not saying that I'm not interested in meeting new people. I think at this point in my life, I have mentally categorized people that I encounter. So you're either going to be like a really good friend or like an acquaintance. And yeah, I can seek out like an acquaintance and stuff. We can have that situation, but it's when you start continuing to hang out with those acquaintances that they now think that they're going to move over to that friend side, and now it's just a little sticky. So that's why I'm really not keen on them. I'm really try now I am really trying to separate and categorize parts of my life, because everybody doesn't need to overlap. Everybody don't need to know everything. Trying to discretion.
Okay. I was just curious.
You like people. You're a people person.
That's not the part about me liking people. It's about when I get to certain stages of my life, if I feel like there is a void of support per se, or a void of information, or a void of impact in my life, then I may seek out someone in that can help me in that area. I mean, case in point, of course, me being married, and I have a lot of single girlfriends. So as much as I love my single girlfriends, I need some married girlfriends too. So it's like, do I have enough married girlfriends, or do I have older married women that I can talk to? Do I have women who are around my age? Do I have women who are around my age without children? So there's other areas of my life where it's like, okay, who's a part of my life that can, like you said, putting people in categories per se, who's a part of my life that can feed into me in this particular area of need that I might have in my life. And if I don't feel like I have someone there, then I may seek out, oh, I need to join a wife group, or oh, I need to join, or I need to reach out to this person. She seems like somebody I would need to know, kind of situation. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like as life I almost dropped my water. As life changes and progresses for you, there may be periods of time where you're naturally going to need someone in your life to help you in that stage of life. And it may not be a forever, long-term, situation, new best friend kind of situation. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there may be periods of time in your life where you're going to need an addition, need to add versus eliminate. That's all I'm saying. But we can move on.
My screen went black. Okay, it's back up. So, from you identifying things so you can have self-care, so you don't allow that toxicity in, do you think, with knowing how you want to go about self-care, were you able to do that during this pandemic? Because we're technically still in it.
Yes, we're very, very much so still in it. Was I able to do it? I think I was actually able to do it at its highest level, honestly, because I'll say the other part of my self-care is kind of solitude, meaning being by myself and doing things alone. So basically being forced to stay at home and not go anywhere kind of forced my hand into doing some of my other things that I've been kind of putting on the back burner. So yes and no. Because like I said, as far as me doing things by myself, a lot of my doing things by myself, as far as my self-care aspect, was I like to travel alone. I like to take road trips by myself, or I like to sit at a restaurant by myself and sit at the bar and just eat alone or whatever. Just, again, the only child in me, the parts of my life I was raised as the only child. So it's like, I like to have those moments. So having that taken away from me really was an area of self-care that I didn't get to thrive in. But on the flip side, my sleep part of it was at its peak, prime sleeping, coming home from work. I was exhausted, number one, because I had to work additional hours at my professional job. So the additional hours that I had to work definitely contributed to the sleep part. And then on the flip side, because nobody else was going or doing, or I didn't have anybody to interact with, that forced me to basically live out my quote unquote exist without excuses, which is my quote for life, my mantra for life. So I was making excuses. Oh, I can't film a makeup tutorial because I needed to go here, or I couldn't film this, that, and the other because I needed to do this, or I couldn't put up additional videos or whatever it was I needed to do during that time. I found an excuse to do it. And I'm like, well, this is my mantra in life. So this is the prime time for me to actually execute it. So I was able to truly stop being busy and do some things and execute some things that I had been kind of putting on the back burner. So that kind of helped me. The pandemic kind of helped me dig deeper into my self-care things, because doing makeup and playing quote unquote in my makeup is a part of my self-care. So because of the pandemic and I can't go anywhere, so once I get tired of sleeping, it's like, let me go sit my vanity and try to put together a look, or see if I can put together a video, or go live or something like that. So yeah, I feel like it did. I was able to execute things, but I also feel like people shouldn't feel bad if their life didn't flourish during the pandemic, because if you're still here, you're still operating in purpose at this point. Like, people often feel like because they didn't do XYZ, and I saw the different memes of, if you didn't get an LLC or if you didn't do this during the pandemic, then what were you really doing?
It's
like no, like it's this is hard. This is unprecedented times.
And I think what needs to be reminded when those things are posted is that everybody isn't meant to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Everybody isn't meant to be a business partner with another person, or even a silent partner. Some people really do flourish on 9 to 5s. And if that's what you enjoy, don't let somebody else deter you from like receiving that joy there. Like that shouldn't have any say so in how you feel and how you go about living your life, because you have to live it for yourself and nobody else. You went in and you answered my third question already, so
I did.
You skipped it.
Your third question, I mean, just to kind of delve into it a little bit more, which is just like, what is the plan as we continue to, like you said, shift and continue into the pandemic and COVID-19 and all the restrictions and stuff. Although, again, you and I are both in states that are wide open as a sky. But I will say this, I think I'm about to probably, I don't like using the term go hard, but it is what it is. But I genuinely want to go even harder. And it's not even, honestly, at this point, the pandemic has nothing to do with it. It's just, I know what I want out of life, and I know where I want to put myself in a position to be and do and achieve this year. And I got to make it happen. As much as I want to come home every day and sit on my couch and eat popcorn and pickles, I need to do what I need to do. So
not together, right? Not together.
Yes, together. Popcorn and pickles together, not mixed in, but you eat a little salty popcorn, you have some more salty pickles. Look, this is what I do, okay? Don't worry about my dietary intake, okay? I'm good.
That sounds disgusting.
I didn't offer it to you.
I know. You're right. Your taste buds. Your high sodium.
My mouth.
Your high sodium.
Thank you very much. Blood pressure on point. I ain't got no high blood pressure up in here. Thank you.
You do that a couple of weekends in a row, I'm sure.
I don't do it every day. my point is, as much as I would love to come home, sit on the couch and veg out, so let me say it that way, because maybe that'll sound better. Veg out every single evening. No, I got stuff to do. I have goals. I have levels that I want to be at in my personal life. I have levels that I want to be at in my professional life and in my marriage and in my family life and stuff like that. And it's like, it's not just gonna happen. I need to start making things happen. I need to start putting myself in position to receive some of the things that I've truly desired in my heart. And I gotta put in the work. So that's really what I've determined that I'm going to do, instead of saying, well, why is this person getting this and I'm not? Or why is this person not doing this and I am and I'm not? So yeah. It's time to go. Execute.
I feel that. I'm sorry, I don't have anything extra to add.
No,
honestly, because
fine.
I'm moving in the same direction. There are a lot of things that I want for myself, a lot of things that I'm still unclear of how I want to go about doing them. And the only thing that I know I can do is to get up in the morning, put one foot in front of the other, and keep my head down and know that as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm not hurting myself, I'm not hurting anybody else, then I am on the right path. Am I clear where I'm going to end up right now? Not sure. Is it almost a daily panic attack? Slightly. But I know that is growing pains. I know, I also know how I react to a lot. As I said before, I'm very emotion driven. I take on my emotions, then I take on the emotions of people around me. So I definitely am that kind of person. Yes, I'm definitely an empath. I definitely am very energy driven. I can feel a shift in a room. I can feel a shift in a conversation. If I know you well enough, I can probably feel a shift in a text message. So it's a lot for me to take in. And so with all the things that were going on in my own head, in my own life, and then the state of the world, it was rough. It was a rough pandemic for me. It's still a rough situation. But like I said, I can see where I want to go. I can see what it is that I need to do. And I'm putting in the work to make sure that I get here. So it's all about like that grounding, like really, really feeling myself, sitting still, being still, even though I don't move around a lot. Like I'm really not that kind of person to be in and out. But when I do go out and about, like I'm going to make sure I have a good time. But when I'm still like this, my mind is always going. I'm always thinking of something and I'm always thinking of what I want to execute. But sometimes it's just about getting up and doing the execution for me. And that's the part that I needed a little guidance on. So I sought help with that. You got a finger up?
Oh, Lordy. On a lighter note, moving along from the toxicity conversation, I will say this to kind of put a pin on it. Think about what you are pouring into.
I dotted it.
Think about what you are pouring into your life. Think about what you're allowing to be poured into your life. Think about what you're pouring out of your life. Because a lot of times we always think about people being toxic and people affecting our self-care, but make sure you're not affecting somebody else's self-care. Make sure you're being the type of make sure you're being the type of friend or associate or partner or whatever title person that you need to be for other people that you expect.
Absolutely. And if you can't show up for that person, tell that person. I said what I said. I said what I said. That way. Cut that part off because I turned this way. And I'm supposed to turn this way to look at you because you're this way. And I turned that way and I'm talking to nobody. So.
No, I'm leaving it just how it was because you were talking to nobody. Anywho, we're moving on. It's time to this episode. We got our favorite last two segments to do. Made me blush. My made me blush is I sent my husband a text message and I don't remember what it said. No, I said, are we going to go to dinner? Something along those lines. I can't remember the context of why, of what I was talking about.
That was gonna be some good. That was gonna be some good.
Whatever. Either way, my point is, the made me blush is I was doing a live video on my personal Instagram about how to make some vegan food, a vegan dish, a vegan item. And he came home and he had flowers for me. And I was like, oh, look at you, you brought me flowers. Yay. So it was super sweet that he brought me flowers. And I really appreciate him for doing that. So that actually made me happy because I actually didn't expect them. A lot of times I'm one of those people that will say, hey, can you give me this? Or hey, can you da-da-da-da? But gifts and things like that is it's my top love language. So you can be like, I found these Q-tips that you really need. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much, Q-tips. Oh, they're so beautiful. So yeah. But anyway,
I think
what made you blush? What?
Hold on. Isn't whatever grammar. Our love languages are flopped, aren't they?
Yeah, you like time and service and stuff. I like stuff and touch.
Time. I like time and words.
Words, touch, and gifts are my top three, like equally. Like they're the same
take me
number.
for a drive to go get like a taco and tell me like how your day was. Like perfect for me. Quality time and words of affirmation. Yeah, that touch and gifts is on the low.
Touch me while you buy me a taco and tell me how cute I look eating the taco. That's what you do for me.
That you bought for me.
Yes, that's what I said. Touch me while buying me a taco and then tell me how cute I look while I'm eating that taco. That sounds really bad, but just go with it.
A little bit.
That's the PG version of what I normally say about my love languages. But what made you blush?
I was gonna piggyback off of quality time and words of affirmation with your gifts. So I received a very unexpected gift in my Cash App. A little just made it just jingle for me, and it was very much appreciated. I really didn't expect it. And it was just a nice gesture. It definitely made me smile. You know, at least for me, I don't ever really get random like gifts like that. I guess because people do know that I'm not a gift like I love giving gifts, but as far as me receiving them, it doesn't happen often. And then that also means that
what I was gonna send her since she don't like to receive.
I mean, I do like to, but
anyways.
I said what I said. Anyway, I think because people know that I'm really not I want gifts kind of person, that I don't get them. So little things that I do get that are super personalized, I appreciate. Now my Cash App.
Was your name on the money? You talking about personalized?
No, but it said here's dinner on me. And let me tell you, it was enough to give me 2 dinners. So, like I said, that was very unexpected. It was appreciated. Um, and I guess what I'm saying is I could get used to that. Like I could get used to unexpected gift here or there because I treat myself that way. And I suppose if I treat myself that way, I should kind of appreciate if somebody else does it for me. I don't know. 35 is a whole new world. I'm learning who am I? Who is she? You see me, I see you. I don't know who I am though. But hey, she here though. Is she ready? I just said,
What you not gonna do is use her phrase and then you talk about you really not no fan. Oh, you're so trash. Absolute trash. Garbage.
she love it.
Stop. Just stop. Move on. Just go to the next thing. Just move on.
That's it. No.
What I say? Move on.
All right.
On.
So as I've been talking this entire time, I'm sure you all can see I've been looking at myself, I've been looking at Chloe, I've been trying to figure out like lip situation. However, my lips today are a whole conglomeration of a situation. Always. This is, I didn't know what this look was called until my fellow bestie makeup artist told me it's a soft glam. This is what I go to all the time. I go for a lash, eyebrow, pretty bare everywhere else, and a lip. And this is pretty bold for me. However, around my lip liner is MAC Night Moth. The dark lipstick around the outer corners and just the outer portion of my lips. Words are hard right now. I don't know. Crying. That is a beauty store brand. It really, I just saw it in the tube and I was like, I like that color, and I grabbed it. So any dark, almost like ox blood, super dramatic, pink with a hint of like wine in the back is what you're going to look for if you're trying to recreate this. And then in the center of my lip is 2 colors. It is MAC Breathing Fire, which is a matte, right on the very middle ring, and in the super tight one right here underneath whatever that part of the lip is. What is that called? Chloe, what is that called?
Your lip.
But that little hangly thing. That thing.
Yep.
Anyway, in that part, it is MAC as well, and it is Sushi Kiss, which is a luster. So the majority of my lip is matte, and then just a little something, just a little wettable for the tip of the lip is a satin, I believe. So I got a lot of products this week. It's been a minute since I had like a face on. She got highlighter, a little contour. Speaking of, my foundation is not my Huge, it's Glossier.
I'm pleased. It's good.
I know, it was the application.
All right. So on that note, I don't have all these complications happening.
Yeah, your lips are super greasy today. Like you ate a piece of chicken and you don't eat chicken because you're vegan. Is that my flesh? Is that my pat flesh? Flesh number 5? That's Auntie Pat.
This is flesh 4.
I was close though.
Yes, so this is flesh 4 from Pat McGrath Labs, aka Auntie Pat, the mother, Pat McGrath. I grabbed this because when we were talking about toxicity the word transparency came up in my spirit because of the simple fact that in order to find out if somebody is toxic in your life, in order to find out if you're being toxic, in order to make sure everything is on an even playing field and everybody's being fed, you got to get down to the bare minimum of a situation. So, normally I got a full beat, a glam, foundation, concealer, brows, highlight, contour, color correct, all that happening. But no, we going simple. We're getting to the basics. That's how we're keeping things cruelty free around here. Ain't no bad energy when things are transparent. We can see.
Oh, well, I see you. You see me. However, I'm layered up over here. We still doing. We still working on me over here. So
yes.
She cute though.
You're right. We are working on you. We're working on you. Up to the final spray, which y'all know is our episode recap. We talked about a lot of.
I love you.
What are you doing?
I've been over here singing Mickey Mouse this entire time. M-O-U-S-C.
Why?
Because it's a farewell.
We ain't no dadgum mouseketeers.
I would be a bomb mouseketeer.
We are not mouseketeers. That's my point.
Are we too old to be mouseketeers?
I ain't too old for nothing.
Let's go to Disney World when the world opens.
You gonna let me end the episode before you decide to plan the trip?
I mean, we can bring the homies. What up, cuz?
How do I mute you? Either way, all right.
Mean. Continue.
The final spray is where we recap the episode. We have enjoyed talking to you all in such a great, intense manner. Make sure that you are not a part of any cruelty-based brands, meaning that you are not a toxic person like certain people on this podcast. Now, as I was saying, thank y'all so much for watching. I really enjoyed it. We got a chance to catch up. We got the talking about our wait, I went blank. Okay. Thanks y'all. Thank y'all for
Come
watching.
back now, you here?
Okay. Come back now, you here? Okay. Thank y'all so much for watching. We really appreciate you all for tuning in to another episode of the Too Crazy Show. Definitely dug deep and talked about toxic relationships. Make sure you're not a part. Make sure you are keeping things cruelty-free, not being toxic. Make sure you're doing your self-care, taking care of yourself, and uplifting yourself and putting the right energy into your life. If that means you got to DND some stuff, if that means you got to take a couple of extra few minutes of sleep, or you got to unfollow, unfriend, mute, any of that to keep your energy right, do that. And on the flip side, if you feel like there's a void somewhere in your life, then you bring somebody into your life that will help you fill that void, whether it's a friend, a therapist, whatever the case may be. You never know what you need until you really need it. So make sure you seek out help if you have areas of your life where you really need help in. So again, thank you for watching. Make sure you share. Make sure you repost this to 5 of your friends. Tag 3 of your cousins. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe so you do not miss an upload whenever we upload a new episode. Don't forget to also follow our personal pages at Curly Pecan Tan and myself at Cousin Chloe. And then, of course, make sure you hit us on Instagram at 2 Crazy Show. And check out all of our posts. We're going to come back to you in full effect. Make sure we have little posts and little interactive items in between each episode that we do. And of course, we'd love for you to email us at the email on the screen. Email us any topics that you are wanting to talk about, any trending topics. If you have an idea for the show, let us know. And last but not least, tune in for our next 2 episodes. That's right, we're going to do a 2-part episode where you're going to get to know everything and anything, the ins, the outs, the ups, downs, and the rounds about Curly Pecan Tan, aka Courtney. And then we're gonna do part 2, where you're gonna learn the ins and outs, ups and downs, and rounds about me, cousin Chloe, aka Chloe. And that's gonna be our next episode that we upload. It's gonna be a 2-part episode. So thank you so much for watching. Do you have any last words for the final spray, Curly Pecan Tan?
Nope.
Great. Thanks for watching. Bye.